Hi everyone, I am Basu. I'm a director of products here at GenStudio, and today I'm going to talk about our upcoming Figma plugin that is going GA at Max. GenStudio, as you know, GenStudio for Performance Marketing is a tool for marketers to self-serve on-brand and personalized content. Now we are also coming up with this new plugin, as we have repeatedly seen creators want to use their tool of choice, which is in this case Figma, and they want to use those templates and generate those content right within Figma itself. So this plugin allows you to do that, and you can actually connect to GenStudio, create the content, and once you are done and satisfied, you can then either push those content in GenStudio as an approved experience or as a draft for further downstream approval, activation, and insight. So with that, let me select first log into GenStudio. So you can see it will first go and connect to GenStudio, the right org. I'm going to connect to GenStudio product org. And once it is connected, I will be back here and it will actually log in. So if you look into, let me just pick a project, but I'll create, delete and pick from scratch. Let's say I delete, there are no project, but I have some templates that I can use. So let me select a meta template and say meta demo project, and then I'll select meta ad. I want to generate new content, so I'll finish the setup. Once I'm done with the setup, you can see I can bring in all the guidelines, product persona, since I've connected to GenStudio. But before I do that, I want to make sure I have all the images and assets assigned having a role. So you can see this is an image, and I'm going to this I will assign an image text. Similarly, this one again, and an image, and this one, this copy is assigned as an image text, and so on. So you can see I assign all these roles to these various fields. So once I assign, and you can see all of that again here, the action is generate and so on. So if I click that field, you can see I have that image that is mapped. So once that is done, I again go back and select the template, and then after mapping of the field, I can select a brand. So in this case, I'm going to select the weekend brand, select a product, and let's say weekend product, and weekend is our, demo brand that we use for all our demos. So, and we can trail back, and unlike GenStudio, I can create the number of variation, how much ever you want. In this case, for the sake of simplicity, just keep one. And then I am going to select content. For content, it is again connecting to GenStudio and selecting the content from our asset repositories. So I'll say use. And once I have done all of that, I'll just give it a prompt and say, create an ad for weekend brand focused on outdoor adventures. So with that, let me click on generate. So once I have hit generate, it is going to create a new page and generate a set of ads for Meta. So let it go through that process. And again, you can actually create meta ads, you can create LinkedIn ads, you can create, display, all of that. As long as you have your template and you have mapped the fields correctly, then you should be able to create the ads. And you can see the ads are now created. And then, once that is done, you can see here, I actually have some of these created. And then after it is created, I can actually mark all of them for export. So, I can pick any of these, like, generation frames, containers, and there are experience containers. I can take any of that and I can mark. So you can see this is one generation, and I can actually yeah, I can mark it for export, and I can mark all for export, or I can just mark export this one. So let me just pick on this, and then I go to export, and then I will say that I have selected one variation. I'm going to export it as a draft in GenStudio. So let me just hit on export. So it is going to export that variation of that Instagram post that I'm trying to export. So export does take some time, and once it is done, I can actually see the export in GenStudio. So that the whole goal is the creators are able to create the content. You can see here it is all now exported, and then I'm going to open in GenStudio, and you can see here that whole ad is now exported into GenStudio. So this is the one that was created, and you can see and compare. This is the same ad that was just exported. So this is something, and then from here you can do regenerate, or you can use other capabilities of GenStudio. You can do the approval, and you can do downstream activation. You can also directly, save it as on a local computer, this ad, or you can save it as an approved experience of GenStudio. So you have various options to pick from. So last thing I wanted to talk about is translation. So I'm going to, pick up and let's say an experience container and go to translation, and then I'll click on translate, and let's say I want to translate in French and German, and I'm going to run the translation to show you how you can do translation to various languages. So I showed you how you can create on-brand and personalized content by connecting to GenStudio and picking up brand, product, persona. I showed you the ability to export to GenStudio, or if you want, you can save it to local computer or export as an approved experience. And finally, I showed you the ability to do translation in various languages. So that's all I have for the demo today. And this plugin is going to be available soon in Figma's marketplace. But till then, you can reach out to us for the plugin, and we should be able to help you get this installed. And as long as you have a GenStudio account, you should be able to use this plugin to generate on-brand and personalized content. That's all from my side. Thank you.